Welcome back to another episode to the Galaxy Pod, hosted by yours truly. Back at it again with another episode. Three things to discuss. A major trade just went down within the past 24 hours. We're checking to that and checking on the Golden State Warriors, how they look so far, 4 games into the season and things like that. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So, breaking news, as I mentioned, late last night, James Harden has been traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. No surprise there. I mean, this is a team he wanted to go to for the past 4 months, and he finally got his wish. Three players who was involved in the trade. So the Clippers trade Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, KJ Martin, a 2026 and 2028 first round pick, two second round picks, and a pick swap to the Sixers for James Harden and PJ Tucker. Now, my initial reaction was, okay, they got Harden, but how did this go for Russ? Like with Harden, he like to have the ball in his hand. Not saying that he can't play off the ball, but with Russ, it's like if Harden has the ball in his hand more, he's going to be playing off the ball more, and I really don't like that for Russ. He's one of those guys who like to have the ball in his hand, dominate and get to the rim, make plays, things like that. He's not really a good 3-point shooter. He can knock it down occasionally, but overall, it'd be interesting to see how they go. Maybe James do play off the ball more, right? Russ handle it. I mean, Kawhi and PG can play off the ball. We know that, but just interesting to see how Russ and Harden look together. Clearly they played together once in Houston, but it's a different time this go around. So be very interested to see does this team move the needle for me? No, because at the end of the day, Kawhi and PG health gonna always be in question no matter what goes on. And this team goes as far as the both of them takes them. But it'd be very interesting to see. This may be their season, who knows? But James Harden just still doesn't move the needle for me, especially when it matters the most. So he finally got his wish, so that's good for the Clippers. They got a guy who like a 10-time All-Star, something along the lines of that, but good for them. But on the Philly side, I like what Philly got in this deal. They got some expiring contracts. They can flip that for a 20-point per game score, or who knows. They got assets. They got draft picks, players. Be very interested to see how they go. But overall, I think that their team pretty good. They got Joel, Tyrese Maxey averaging like 30 in 4 games. Just a sample size, but he's still averaging 30, shooting like 57% from the 3-point range. So be interesting to see how they go. And they still got Tobias, they got Kelly Oubre, both of those guys averaging like 19 a game. So they also got nice depth. Now they got those guys added plus what they already had, and D'Anthony Melton, Paul Reed. But they waived an agreement. They, like I said, they getting Robert Covington, KJ Martin, Batum, and Marcus Morris. That's a lot of wing depth. And in this league, you really can't go wrong with too many wings. So yeah, be interesting to see. But yeah, just breaking news. But anyway, moving on to the Warriors. So far, we are 3-0 on the road. Last season, it took us 11 games to win our first road game, but I like what I've been seeing. Well, actually, I love what I've been seeing on the road. You can tell it's a different vibe this go around compared to last season. Everybody, locked in, vibing together. The bench vibes is back. Everybody excited when a guy hit a three or does something amazing. Just a nice sight to see. So, yeah, so far we 3-1 on the road. Couldn't get no better than that. We beat the Kings, Rockets, and the Pelicans. Pretty good teams, solid teams. The Kings was a tough outing. That game, we could have closed the game out way better than we did. I feel like we kind of let up a little bit, but we still won. And against the Rockets, you could say the same. We definitely could have closed it out better. But thank God for Steph Curry. He made some unbelievable shots. As a matter of fact, I'm putting at this particular moment, this move he hit Dylan Brooks with was just unreal. Like,
and this core group, as I mentioned earlier, 12 seasons together, they've been together forever. Curry loses Brooks not once but twice. And then he makes another one. His fourth three. My goodness.
And he scored like 14 points in that quarter. He was going crazy. He had like four straight threes or three straight threes. It was crazy. And then to follow that performance, we played the Pelicans, and he was just hitting crazy shots left and right. Like I know as a defender in this league, it's just frustrating to guard a guy like him. I mean, you can't, you can't give him no airspace. He's going to chuck it, and more than likely he'll make it. But yeah. But first, I'm gonna speak on the vets. So far, everybody's all about winning. The past three games, Andrew Wiggins hasn't been closing the game for us, and he moved in the press post game, and the interviewer asked him, and he was just saying he all about winning. He know he'll find ways to stay on the court, in which he will. He been kind of struggling these past three games, so that's why he hasn't been in the closing lineup. But it's still nice to hear from a guy like Andrew who makes like 25 million a year. That says a lot that he's really all about winning. That he's not frustrated, things like that. He know he's going to get right and he's going to close the game for us. So yeah, same thing with Chris Paul. Chris Paul came off the bench for the first time in his 19-year career. That's like 1,000+ games played. So that says a lot that he's all about winning, and that these guys are locked in the vets. So just love to hear it, and I like what I've seen. Chris Paul been a wizard with the ball. Had like 12 assists in game two, I think. And he just been operating, doing what he do. So just a plus to have a guy like that on the team who understand and know how to read the opposing team the way they like to run things and just can pick it apart. Just awesome to see. But yeah, those guys are locked in. That's what you love to see. We got Draymond back. He played spectacular defense on Zion last night. He held him to shoot 2 for 8 from the field, which is an overall 25%. Two turnovers, and he made him shoot a three, and he missed it. So yeah, Draymond getting back into that form of being a defense player of the year candidate and leading our team on the defensive end. So that's what you just love to see as a fan. Everything's starting to come together. I love what I've been seeing, man. From the Rooks as well, like we played the Kings. Trace Jackson Davis, he played like 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes you could tell he had somewhat of an impact. But the last game against the Pelicans, he just went off. He had 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 block shots. Like this is definitely, in my opinion, still of the draft. Like even though it's a sample size, one game you want to overreact, but I still love what I seen with him. You pair a guy like that with that skill set alongside CP3, great things are just bound to happen. And I love what I seen from him thus far. He's just so disciplined. He plays just like a vet, and you couldn't ask for more from a rookie. So same thing with Pods. He finished the game yesterday with 8 rebounds, 5 points, and like 2 assists. Just pretty much an all around game from him. Rebounding, crashing, making plays, uh, getting to the rim, things of that nature. But his first NBA basket, he caught an ankle break and he scored it. I may put it in at this particular moment.
Like you said, when Zion got hurt last year, they were in the upper tier in the Western Conference, so big expectations if healthy. Here's Podziemski showing some of the handle.
We shall see, but those guys fit us. They IQ is second to none. The way we like to operate, they fit right in. So shout out to them. Mike Dunleavy, he really cooked up when he drafted those guys for sure. But year three, J.K. and Moses Moody. So far, Moses Moody is averaging 9.8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 1.5 steals. Moses Moody has just been great. These first 4 games, you couldn't ask for a better start for him. He's just been doing pretty much everything right. You can tell he's playing much more confidence on the defensive end. He reading the game more, getting in pass lane, disrupting plays and things like that, shooting the ball with much more confidence. You just love to see it. And with JK, same, he averaging like 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal a game. That's the contribution we're going to need from those guys to just keep playing with that confidence and know they can play with us and doing things they know that can help us win games, and that's what they have been doing thus far. You can ask for a better start from the both of them. What you love to see as a fan, and yeah, we're only going to get better for sure. We like we We're going to be 4 games in when we play the Kings Wednesday, and I mean 5 games in when we play the Kings Wednesday, and we should be 4-1. And yeah, we setting the tone early. That's what you love to see. But last but not least, Steph and Curry. Like I mentioned, he had 14 points in the fourth against the Rockets, and before then against the Kings, he was just torturing them. Like you could literally say he owned them to a certain degree. Same thing with the Rockets. Like he was just coming out, setting the tone. Like it's just so tough to guard a guy like that. Like the shot making he make is just difficult. He just make it look so easy. But so far, Steph is averaging 33 points. His shooting splits is 55% from the field, 47% from 3-point range, and 92% from the free throw line. Like I said, it's a sample size, but man, this guy has been amazing. MVP level, MVP type numbers. He's just been amazing. Like they have not had no answer from him for him. The Kings and the Rockets and Pelicans. He's just been touring with them. Our first game against the Suns, we lost. That's our first L. He shot the ball pretty bad, but he has responded terrifically these past 3 games. And I know he's only going to keep it up from here. But overall, I love what I've seen from everybody. Everybody locked in. Kevon Looney doing his thing with the rebound. He averaging like 10 or 11. Clay seems to look pretty good thus far early on. We got to get Wiggs locked in, and we'll be great. Shout out to GP2. He's shooting the ball very well, being a pest on the defensive end. So everybody just playing their role, and we coming in firing on all cylinders so far. It's a huge plus to have a guy like CP3 coming in off the bench, like Hall of Fame point guard. Just doesn't get no better than that. Um, a guy who's going to initiate the offense and barely turn the ball over, just be a point guard. So yeah, that's what you love to see as a fan. But like I said, I spoke on that Harden trade. It doesn't really move the needle for me. They're going to be very good, no doubt about it. But when it matters the most, I don't think he's just going to rise to the occasion. I could be wrong. We'll see. It's an interesting. The Western Conference is stacked, though. I can't lie. Like the Eastern Conference has nothing on the West. It's too stacked over here, man. Like left or right, you got trios, a lot of young talent. Like it just stacked over here, man, for real. But I just had to touch bases with the Warriors fan base. Anybody who watching this video had to tap in and get my thoughts on what I seen thus far from the Dubs and how we looking so far. 4 games in, we look way better than last year. As I mentioned, it took us 11 games to win our first road game last year. It only took us 1 this year. So hey, no better start than that. But that's pretty much it for this episode. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, comment something positive. And with that being said, we out. Peace.